Stephanie Fleming from Champions Corner, and welcome to the Spanish World and Her Networks on Zingo TV channel 250 and 251. Please remember to download both the Zingo TV app on the respective app stores and iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. This app is completely free. Zingo TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire and Fire TV sticks, Roku and Roku sticks, and all smart TVs 2016 forward. Today's guest is Teshay Gouthro, and he's a professional MMA fighter. How you doing today, Teshay?
Good. How you doing?
Awesome.
Can you hear me?
Thank you so much for being on.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
So for all the viewers and listeners out there, can you give us a little elevator pitch on how you got started in the combative world and your accomplishments thus far?
I was kind of a troubled youth in high school. I was getting in fights and starting fights and just like to fight. And he did taekwondo because I didn't know. So I told my martial arts school in my town, and from there kind of started, and I never stopped. And right when I started, I turned amateur 5 months. I had my first fight 5 months after I joined the club, so right away I just started fighting.
Kind of similar to myself. I think I was in for like a month.
I just wanted to fight. But no, I have a lot of accomplishments. My whole amateur career, I think I had 22 fights. I was two-time national champion kickboxing. Won a couple provincial titles. Went to Mexico, Hungary, all that, for Worlds and Pan Am Games. And then I kind of stopped doing kickboxing and put all my attention to MMA. And then once I did that, I racked up 4 amateur titles. And then go pro, make some money off of this, not get hit for free. And now I'm 3-1 as a pro.
Amazing. So for those of you guys who don't know or haven't put it together yet, myself and Teshay, we're both a part of the Canadian national kickboxing team. We both had the honor of going to the Pan Americans in Mexico, and we both also went to the 2017 WACA World Championships in Budapest, which were both amazing experiences. Teshay, what were some of your favorite memories from a couple of those trips?
Just traveling, getting to travel for free and getting to fight and travel against world-class athletes. Like, I got whooped both times, but just to see the level of kickboxing and knowing that that's their life as an amateur, it made me realize like these people aren't in it just to be in it, but that's their life and that's what they do. And no, Mexico was fun. I fought 3 times in 2 days. Never did that before. And then after, it was just a great journey to watch my whole team and I was pumped for everyone. Even though I didn't make it to the finals, my teammates were still in there, and it was good. It was good to support them, just to be part of something bigger than myself. Team Canada, right? It was great.
It's definitely an honor to like represent your country. And like you said, it might have been amateur, but at the world level, you had the best of the best amateur fighters, people who, and actually professionals who go to the WACA Worlds, not just amateur fighters. And that's something a lot of people don't understand is the high level of competition there. I mean, the WACA Worlds is essentially the Olympics of kickboxing. It is the best kickboxing fighters in the whole world at those championships. People who live, eat, and breathe kickboxing. So like, I'm sure for you, it was a great eye opener to see, like, when I go pro, these are the kind of guys that I'm going to be facing, like the high level hands, high level kicks, and like fuel you to continue on your amateur career. So tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
when you first got the call to go pro. What were you thinking? Did you have like hesitations? What was like signing the contract like? Get into detail with that a little bit.
Uh, I was just happy. I think I had my last amateur 6 months before I had my pro. So there's a 6 month gap of me just training, and my coach. We had fight offers for amateur, but my coach just kept on turning them down. And then he said we should just go pro. So we did. A matchmaker hit up my coach. My coach told me. I said if you let me, I'm down. I'll fight anyone. Didn't matter who it was. So yeah, my coach gave me the contract. I signed it. It turned out to be way different than I expected, because the week before my fight, actually, my opponent backed out. He couldn't get his
Really?
medicals done in time, so so there was no fight, and then so I had no opponent, and then I get a new opponent at 145. They said we go up a weight class. Obviously, I'm down. Um, on my pro debut. So I went up a weight class, never fought at 45 as an MMA fighter. But we knew the guy, and we watched him fight before. I was very confident. And another thing happened actually with that. My medicals weren't done in time. So I actually had to drive over the fight week when I was cutting weight with my teammate. And we had to travel for 2 days looking to get my blood work done. And it was
Whoa.
chaos. I just put out like $400 worth of money just so I could fight. But the guy who backed out could have done all that, but he didn't want it bad enough. You know what I mean? So then that kind of proved myself to the matchmaker. So I'm good
Yep.
with him now, and showed him I'll fight anytime. Actually, that kind of happened my last fight too in October. So I'm just it shows I'm willing to fight no matter what happens. Yeah, but my pro debut was amazing. My best performance as a pro, I would say. Even going up the weight class, I think I got hit twice in the fight. They stopped the fight halfway through the second round because Buddy was so cut up and bloody. And good thing they did, because he would have been way worse than that if they gave me one more round. But no, it was amazing. It was a good moment. Good moment.
I know we were all like super proud of you. All the your Canadian Team Canada Canadian teammates were watching and rooting you on, and we were excited to see you just destroy in your pro debut, which is really exciting. And to go back like to what you were saying about like always being ready and like going above and beyond when it comes to being there and showing up and being a professional, like that's the thing that is definitely going to set you apart with matchmakers, is the fact that no matter what, like you're going to overcome an obstacle to make sure you can get in the cage because you really are passionate about it. You love it. And they rely on you, and you know that. So you got to do what you got to do when it comes to being fight ready for sure.
Very true.
So, how did you transition from kickboxing to MMA? And would you say that your ground game is stronger or your stand-up game?
Uh, I didn't really transition. I was always doing jiu-jitsu when I started training. I just like kickboxing more. I just like to fight. And my MMA coach wasn't gonna let me have my first amateur MMA fight until I had at least 12 kickboxing fights, just so I was
Yeah.
I was seasoned,
Yes.
right? I was as
Mhm.
amateur MMA too. And then I'd say my ground game is definitely I like to strike. I'm a striker. I will take you to some people, and it's just fun. It puts on a show. Who doesn't like to see someone get head kicked?
Everybody likes to see a good head
Yeah.
kick. Um, Speaking of crazy kicks, and I know you've posted like your feelings on it too. How do you feel about all the calf kicks? It seems like such a trendy thing that's going on in UFC now. I know like for my Thai fighters and stuff, like this is old news. And even for a lot of seasoned MMA fighters like yourself, like it's old news, but it seems like you're seeing it more and more.
Yeah, I love it. It's my new weapon. I used it in my last fight brilliantly. I I watched it is new. I mean, it is very old, but it is still new. I didn't start using it until I watched the Max Holloway fight and Alexander Volkanovski, because Volkanovski's so short compared to Max, and I'm short. So I was like, that's a beautiful kick when the taller guy steps in with a heavy jab. He's heavy on that lead foot. So then I started using it in my sparring rounds, and I videotape all my sparring, and I can land it. I have it set up to where I know when to land it. I know when to make people fall using it. I know when it's going to hurt them and jack up their leg, where it's going to make them spin. So I understand. I really took the time to dig deep in it because it's such a useful kick for me. And yeah, I used it in my last fight brilliantly, but he was a southpaw, so it was hard to land it on the inside because the shin's there. So it's like, it's risky, right? Shin on shin hurts, but
shin on shin is killer.
yeah. So I still used it. It worked well after the fight. Lost it, first loss. Shit happens. But he told me after he couldn't walk. He was like, man, he said the first kick I landed hurt him. And he was limping the whole next day. And yeah, I think they're brilliant though. Calf kicks. If you fight me, heads up, I'm gonna be kicking your calf.
Yep. Do you condition your shins before like your MMA fights? Because you guys don't use any padding, which is a big difference between amateur kickboxing and MMA. So like you said, if you're getting a kick on the shins, it kills through pads. So bone on bone is even worse. So do you have any like tips and tricks that you use for conditioning your shins?
To be honest, I just find the hardest bag I can and just rip kicks just till my shin. Yeah, till my shin hurts. Well, till it's numb and this all the hair is gone. Just no feeling, right? But just try not to hit the shin. That's like that's what I mean. Calf kicks are deadly because all they have to do is turn it an inch, and you could break your own shin or your own foot if you don't throw it right. Like I actually hurt my own. I just came off an injury with my own foot throwing a calf kick. My buddy checked it perfect, and shit. I mean, stuff happens.
Yeah. So how long are you looking at recovery now for your injury that you have?
Oh, I just finished up. I was probably out for a good 2.5 months. Well, first I injured my knee in my fight. He kicked my knee, and I went southpaw, and he was a southpaw, and he kicked it right on the knee. I watched it back, and my knee buckled. So like I didn't get the MRI done in time, so I think it might have healed up, but there's water fluid they said in there, so it just swells up now when I train. And then a month after my fight, my knee was feeling better, so I sparred, which I shouldn't have. And that's when I kicked my buddy, and then I was even more injured, so I couldn't do anything because my foot, right? So I was just limping around. But I just got back to training about 3 weeks ago, but with everything on lockdown, we're training maybe 3 times a week, right? So things are different.
Hard. It is hard. So like, what are you doing to navigate COVID up there? Because I know like you shared a post actually recently on your Facebook talking about how a lot of gyms are trying to petition the government to say that gyms should be open for mental and physical health, which like I can completely see as someone who like uses kickboxing as a stress reliever. I find it super cathartic to get in there and punch people in the face. So for my mental health, yes, 100%. I think it's really important. So what are you doing to fill the gaps? Because obviously if you're a professional fighter, 3 times a week is not getting you where you need to be. And when you're coming off an injury and you're trying to rehab that, like getting in with your coach and getting those training sessions and stuff are pivotal. So what have you guys come up with as a game plan to sort of overcome that?
Well, right now we're just doing little sessions with people who's fighting. So if one of my teammates is fighting and they're in my weight class, we're doing like 3 people max and just getting that
so you're
work
making
in.
Bubbles,
yes.
Yeah.
And it's working. I built a room in my house for a gym room just so I can work. Yeah, I needed it. I was getting really stressed out. And, so we're just trying to make it work right now because we got, I think, 6 people under contract looking to fight. this in the next 3 months. So
Wow.
it's my coaches though, much respect to them. They're putting in a lot of work, like showing up at the gym like 4 times a day just with their little groups, right? So
Amazing. Yeah, so that must be a lot of extra work for your coach. Who is your coach and where are you training out of?
So I'm training out of Niagara Top Team. I have 2 coaches right now. Chris Prickett, he's a head wrestling coach. He is a wrestling coach over at Brock University too. And
Mhm.
our head MMA coach is Matt DiMarcantonio. I've been with him since the beginning. And we're putting in work. Our team's getting bigger and we're all getting better. Soon you're gonna see us in the big show.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
We'll definitely all be tuned in to see you. What is your goal for your career in 2021? Like, where would you like to improve? I know, like, you were talking about watching your fights back, and I'm sure, like, coming from the national team, Maz talks a lot about journaling, like writing down your goals, writing down your training sessions, and that sort of thing. Skill wise, but also like fight wise, what's your big goals for 2021?
I want 4 fights this year. That's my game plan.
Woo.
I know it's gonna be hard, but I want to get back to just fighting constantly. Like I had my first 3 pro fights in less than 6 months. In 6 months. So that was like fight, rest a month, fight. You know what I mean? And I love that. And then last year I got 1 fight and it was a loss. So I was looking to get right back on the horse, but it's a new year, so I'm looking to get I think May and then 4 right after that. Like 4 fights this year, bring my record to 7-1, let everyone know that last one was just shit happens. I'm still here.
Exactly.
I'm looking to take everyone's head off.
Exactly. It's not like losing that matters. It's like
No.
learning from your losses, because you're insane to think that you're going to go your entire MMA career and never have a loss. I mean, you're never going to
Yes.
grow as a fighter if you don't have a loss. I'm sure
Yep.
you went back, reviewed your footage 1,000 times and realized, like, hey, I might need to sharpen up this or sharpen up that,
Yes.
or maybe next time we tweak the game plan type thing.
Yeah.
So even though it's lost, it's not a complete loss, you know?
No, it's definitely not. And a big thing too is don't take a fight on 9 days notice.
9 days notice you had for that fight?
Yeah, I wanted to fight really
Wow.
bad. And that's the thing. It was COVID, right? So my
Mm-hmm.
manager hit me up and he was like, and it was a big promotion, LFA. So
Yes.
I just wanted to fight. I would have fight in 2 days notice. You know what I mean? If I felt
Mm-hmm.
ready and I did feel ready, like maybe not fight ready, but mentally I just wanted to fight. And my coach just said yes, so I was down. It was a big opportunity. And I kind of looked at it like getting it out of the way because like I might get a short notice fight to the UFC. And that kind of I already did that. You know what I mean? I look at it like
Yeah.
down the road. I've already done that. Took the short fight notice for that. He was a big name guy from a big name gym and a big promotion. It was a big opportunity. And when opportunity knocks, I'm not one to pass it down. You know what I mean? So it was fun. And I got to
Yeah.
fight. I got to fight. That's all that mattered.
Exactly. I hear you there. I mean, you're gaining experience, you're getting more fans.
Yeah.
So that fight did take place during coronavirus. So obviously there weren't any fans or anything in the
No.
audience. What was that like? How different was that? And did that like affect you?
No, not at all. I would have liked fans because I love the fans. That's why I do it. But I noticed I was very calm, but it didn't even register in my mind because right when the ref said go, I kind of zone out and just like it's me and him. I'm in like my flow zone. Nothing else matters. All I can hear is my coaches and the ref, and we're just fighting. So the crowd it didn't do anything. Maybe like if there was a crowd and say I landed a big punch and everyone lost it, might have. I don't know. I was more calm. I found I was more calm. Yeah,
Calm is a good thing. Calm and focused are
calm is
definitely,
key.
yeah,
Yes.
definitely 100%. So what to talk about next? Who right now is someone that you're interested in fighting in? I know like you were talking about LFA and how like
Mhm.
that was like a big opportunity for you because A, it's bringing like possible sponsors, it's a lot more fan base, it's higher ratings, that kind of thing. Is there a fighter with a title or like someone in a promotion that you're looking or you have your eyes set on?
It's not really. There's a rematch I would like to get back.
Which one is that now?
It was my amateur. My first and only loss as an amateur. Shaka Worthy. Me and him still talk from time to time. Actually, message each other. We're gonna fight. Like we talk about fighting. You know what I mean? Because it was such a crazy fight, and like we're boys, but it's just gonna be such a good fight. It has to happen again. Yeah, Shaka Worthy. We're gonna run that back one day. Maybe at CFFC even this year. I would be down if he was. Well, he's definitely down. But that's the only name I can think of right now. No one else really comes to mind because I don't really care. I just want to, and anyone, right? I'm down to fight anyone. Stack my record, build it, experience, and get ready for like all these guys really don't matter until I make it to the UFC. You know what I mean? My record, either way I look at it, my record kind of resets. Like when I make it to the UFC, I'm 0-0 because that's the big stage. This is just it's still like amateur kind of. You know what I mean? I'm still coming. Once I get my name in the big stage, then it's 0-0. And let's reset that and then take off all their heads.
Yeah. That's the funny thing. You're talking about like how you guys like went to war and you had this like great match and then afterwards like you're shaking hands and you're best buds and you're talking. I think it's a funny aspect of this sport that not a lot of people understand, but that's how it is. Like 1 minute you're going to war and next minute you're chatting her up or having a beer.
Yeah. No, it's good times. It's the fighter's mentality.
Definitely. So you talked about like UFC. Your end goal, is your end goal UFC, or let's say Bellator and UFC both offer you a contract. Bellator is offering you twice as much money as UFC. Where are you going to sign?
Bellator.
Yeah.
Bellator. Yeah, I'm going where the money is. And then after that, I'll go to UFC because the money's going to be there. You know what I mean? Like I personally was thinking maybe go to Bellator first, get that over with, make some money, and then go to UFC and then make my name there, right? Because Bellator, it's big, but it's still a stepping stone, I think, anyways. Like becoming a Bellator world champion is different than becoming a UFC world champion. Still, there's some killers in Bellator, like Chandler. Look at him. Like there's still, I find there's guys in Bellator that are at the top of the world, but just they don't get that recognition because they're not in UFC. Like my boy Josh Hill, he's top 5 in Bellator. He could be top 5 in UFC, no problem. But like he's not getting noticed because Bellator is not as big.
Yeah, it kind of sucks in that way, but also Bellator is offering a lot more money for a lot of fighters too. I mean, look at Cyborg; she's getting way more money in Bellator than she ever got in UFC. Kayla Harrison is another one. She's getting paid probably triple what UFC would be willing to pay for her. So I think it's a great negotiation tool for fighters. And like you said, you could use Bellator as a stepping stone to negotiate a better contract out of UFC. So it wouldn't be a terrible idea if you were offered both at the same time to take the bigger numbers.
Yeah, no, for sure. Trying to get paid.
Need that chingle chingle.
Yeah.
What do you love about MMA? What keeps you motivated to get up at 6 a.m. and go for a 10-kilometer run, to keep grinding day in, day out? Because as much as you love it, it's so difficult. And for anyone who's not in the sport, it's grueling. It's grueling mentally. It's grueling physically. You take hard losses. It's like Conor McGregor said, it's the highest highs and the lowest lows.
Yeah.
So what keeps you going? What keeps you getting up every single morning to train like a savage?
Not getting done to me what I do to people. like I don't want to get my face smashed in or my body all. I don't want to get beat up in front of a bunch of people. Like I've never really been hit that much in a fight. My face usually looks good after. I don't want to leave that cage looking bloody, especially for my mom. She doesn't like me getting hit. So I kind of know who I'm fighting and their level before I fight them. So I tell her if it's gonna be a rough one or not. So no, but that's it. I don't want to get no head trauma, so I train hard so I don't get hurt, and I can continue this and make a living, provide for my family. Yeah, it's it's all the end game, right? It's providing for my family in years to come, and the next opponent. Who knows? That guy could be training super hard, right? Looking to smash my face in. So I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna show him what's up, and be a ninja. It's all about being a ninja too.
Woo. Who are some fighters that inspire you and why?
Inspire me. Frankie Edgar. He's fighting tonight. He's going against a tough guy, Sanhagen. But no, Frankie, he's a G. He's been in the game forever. He started at 155 and he definitely doesn't belong there because he walks at 155. And now he's still fighting. Now he's in my weight class. Hopefully he's still there in a couple years so I can fight him. That would be awesome. Yeah, Frankie,
That would be
GSP.
amazing.
I know. GSP, just how respectful and how professional he is in the game. Israel, I love his striking style, the way he talks, dresses. He's
so
he's
slick.
So slick. He's the whole package. He's what a fighter should be,
Yeah.
I think. Also Connor, love Connor. He what he's done for you MMA in general. Like there's people out there. He's got fans that they're not even fans of MMA or UFC. They're his fans. So it's crazy, and I would like that. I feel like I can talk, and I mean I can give the people a show what they want. Right? This is entertainment. I can fight. I can back it up, and I can talk some. I can talk some stuff.
I love to hear you smack talk. Actually, I think that would be very entertaining.
I do. I actually do it in the cage, and every fight I've ever fought, I usually talk. It's hard to see, but I am usually. Yeah,
during the fight, the refs don't get mad.
No. Actually, I've been told to stop, but I'm not gonna stop. There's actually a video on YouTube. It's hard to find, but it's literally my opponent's manager videotaping me, telling this guy I have him on the ground and I'm ground and pound him. I'm telling him to break and stop. I'm yelling at his coaches that he's gonna break, and I found it just typing in my name, and his manager posted it, which is crazy. But yeah, it's a good one.
That's awesome.
Really funny. Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna have to look that one up tonight because I need to see this now.
I'll send you it. I'll send you it.
So you talked a little bit about GSP. You heard the rumors, I'm sure. There's so many saying no way, Khabib and GSP will never fight. GSP is not coming out of retirement. And then there's a lot of MMA news websites saying that GSP is coming out of retirement and he's training like a savage. What are your thoughts? Do you think he's going to come out of retirement to fight Khabib?
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll come out of retirement. Before I think he'll come out before Khabib does. I thought what Khabib was gonna, because Khabib he doesn't seem like the type of guy who's gonna lie, and he said he wasn't gonna fight again because his dad passed away. So I kind of took that as he won't fight again, especially for his mom. So I don't see him coming back. I see GSP coming back for sure. You pay him right, and he's always training. He's a true martial artist. He's always training. But I want to see the fight. I would like Khabib to come back. I would like GSP to come back, and I would want that'd be an awesome fight. Amazing.
I would love to see that fight. But you don't think it's been too long? It's been a long time since GSP's last fight. You don't think he's gotten rusty and maybe it's just been too long of a span for him?
That's what they said about his last fight. Did you watch his last fight?
True.
Michael Bisping.
Yeah.
They said that, and he came and he looked better than ever. He looked way better.
Calm the doubters.
Yeah. He ring rust, I don't think is a real thing, to be honest. Because I was off for a year and I came back and I didn't even think about ring rust. We're fighting. I don't think ring rust is a thing. I think it's mentally, to be honest. I think it's all in your head. Yeah. If you spar enough rounds, you should be good.
And I had this conversation with Maz last night. I mean, like sports psychology and your mindset are a huge part of fighting.
Yes.
And it's definitely underutilized tools are like the sports psychology stuff that's going on now. Things like affirmation and journaling. I think a lot of the bigger fighters now are really starting to get into that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Sounds like you've got a good handle on the confidence and the mental game as well.
But that's also thanks to Maz, right? Because he taught that us as young amateurs. Like he told me, and I always knew I had a strong mental. Like fighting is just what I do, and I love it. And I think differently than other fighters. The way I love it, I've been told by a lot of coaches that I'm different than other people. You know what I mean? Because when I'm in there in the change room, I'm smiling and laughing like, but I'm because it's crazy. I think it's crazy they let me do this for a living. Like they're allowing me to go. You know what I mean? But no, with Maz, he always taught me like the visualization, and I'm always not even just in a fight, but life, right? Like it's so key. People don't use it enough. I'm like, if I have an opponent, I like to have an opponent early so I can just visualize the fight, watch his game plan, and just so many different outcomes can happen, right? And then once the fight happens, you can just clear your mind and be free. And then all your training just shows, right? You don't even have to think. You just flow.
So you're watching all your opponent's old footage. You and your coach are sitting down and you're making up a game plan. For example, if you're fighting a southpaw, you're probably going to change it up versus if you're fighting an orthodox, or if you're fighting someone who's amazing wrestling, but their hands are garbage. You know, like it does change things up a little bit. For sure.
Yeah.
What do you think about the trend of YouTube fighters right now? Guys like Logan and Jake Paul, who, in my opinion, are ruining the sport of boxing. And actually, Logan is set to fight Floyd Mayweather. Good luck to him. I see gravestone in his future. Yeah. And Jake Paul has 2 fights with UFC fighters. Guys like Ben Askren and McGregor's teammate Dylan Daniels?
Dennis? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's dumb.
I think it's dumb. You know what makes me so angry, because there's fighters like you, there's guys like you who are like crying to get there. Like you want it so badly. You're training for like that opportunity for that big fight, that big name fight that's gonna like get you fans, recognition. It's going to put you on the stepping stone for something like Bellator and UFC. And then you got these stupid guys who got famous from doing stupid stuff on YouTube. And just because they have like 5 million followers who are all like 13-year-old little girls, they're getting these amazing celebrity boxing matches and MMA matches. And it infuriates me.
It blows my mind. I don't even know how it happened or how it started, but I'm not with it. I don't even like it. It makes me mad that Floyd is even like fighting him. Like I know it's all money. It's all money, right? It's all about the money. Shoot, I'll fight Floyd. You pay me $100,000, I'll go fight Floyd right now. I'll fight him right now for $10,000.
They'll give you more than $100,000. He's getting more than $100,000 for sure.
Oh, way more. But you know my point. Like there's real fighters that will fight these guys for like way less.
Exactly.
So it's all money. I think it disrespects the sport, to be honest. Like
so do I.
Yeah. I don't know. Ben Askren though, I think he sucks at striking. So to be honest, he might get knocked out because like Logan and Jake, like they suck, obviously, but they're still okay. Like they're big boys and they got power. They look athletic, I guess. I watched their fights. Their boxing is not high level at all. Like they're amateurs. They're newly amateurs. And all these sparring videos, you see them knocking guys out. I guarantee those guys are amateurs too. Yeah, nobody's just guys getting bodied. And that's it. Just,
You know
I
what
think it's
those
sad.
guys that they're sparring and knocking out in the gym are their punching bags who are being paid to spar with them, who've
Yeah.
probably had one or two amateur boxing fights, and they're confidence builders for those guys.
Yep.
I mean, he fought a basketball player who literally didn't even know how to throw a jab cross. So, like, congratulations on beating someone who knew even less about the sport than you do. I just think
Yep.
Floyd is gonna, unless there's a no knockout clause, and that I haven't really heard much about. Like,
I don't think there can be though. You can't really.
there
Yeah.
was in the fight, the Mike Tyson fight, though. There was no
No,
knockout clause with that one.
I'm pretty sure that was made up. I think because
Really?
yeah, because I remember Tyson talking about it. That because I don't see how there could be. You know what I mean? How can you say you're not going to knock each other out? What, we're going to go 50%? I I don't know. I just don't see it in a fight. Like we do light contact when we're amateurs, but even then we
Yes.
still were throwing hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Light contact at Worlds is not light contact.
Yeah, actually
There's literally guys getting knocked out.
the first and only time I've ever got dropped in a fight was from in the Pan Am Games from this
Yeah.
Argentina kid spinning back kick. I stood up and I was like, holy, but yeah, I don't think there will be for Floyd in him, but I don't see Floyd knocking him out. I just think Floyd doesn't knock anyone out. He's too small, and I don't see him knocking him out. I see it going to a decision. He might drop him to the body, but Kang him out. He's a big man. Like they are big boys, Logan and Jake. I don't know which one he's fighting because I don't really care, but I know they're both what, like 6'2", 180, 190 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty big. I walk at like 150 and I have training partners around their size and I don't see any way I can knock them out. You know what I mean? Just the human
Yep.
body. And like Floyd's not a like I probably have a harder punch than Floyd, right? I know it's all about setups and all that, but I don't see it. If he does knock him out, shoot, I'll give you some money, you know, because I
I'll
just don't see
cheer.
it.
I'll hope he gives
Yeah,
him a concussion so bad he never returns to the sport again.
I could see that happening, lighting him up with just the
Yeah.
quick hands and yeah. No, I hope he hurts him though. Like
Yeah.
I don't mind people getting hurt. People get hurt. It's the sport, right? He wants to talk. He wants to talk like he's a big man. Then I hope he gets hurt like he's a big man. You know, nice liver shot. That'd be nice.
I think so. I think he needs a valuable life lesson in that ring.
Yes, very true.
So you talked a little bit about weight loss there. For those of you who don't know you, before you got huge into amateur fighting, you had like a big weight loss journey, right? And
Yeah,
talk to
I
me a little bit
was
about like your cutting routine, what you walk around at, what you fight at, that kind of thing.
okay. Yeah, in high school I was walking around like between 240 to 200. I think I started like working out, like lifting weights and stuff at the end of grade 10, and I was probably around 240 then. And then at the end of grade 12, I got down to around 200, and then that's when I started MMA. So it was hard though. I was a big boy. And I'm only 5'4", so 5'4", 240 pounds, a lot of weight. And yeah, once I got down to my right weight, um 3 months before my first fight, I was walking at 152, and the lightest I've ever been in years it was. So I was feeling great. Um it took me my whole amateur career to get my weight on right. So I was naturally a fat kid. I'm still a fat kid at heart. love my food. Um, but now I have my cutting down to a science. Right now I'm pretty heavy because I've been off injured. Right now I'm probably walking at 162. I think I weighed this morning. But when I'm in good shape in camp, I'm 55. And then the last month I'll cut down to 150 and walk at that. And I have a nutritionist, Matty Spesh, Bearded Bites. He does the Lockhart system. So my cuts are down to a science. Since I turned pro, I joined up with him, and the easiest weight cuts. I used to starve myself, and with him, I'm full. Until that day, I have to. I drop. I used to drop 15 to 18 pounds in a week to make weight. Now I'm dropping in one day, and it's so much easier, and it's like nothing.
Wow.
He just Yeah, the science he has behind it, very smart man. Whatever he does, I don't ask questions. I just do what he tells me, and the weight comes off, and I'm happy.
Sounds
Yeah,
like I've got to get on board with this guy because I've got a huge weight cut before Russia.
yeah.
I'm going to Russia. Are you going to Russia?
No, I'm not going to Russia. When are you going?
Well, it's supposed to be in November, but like, I mean, who knows with all this stuff going on with COVID and that. I would
Okay,
love to go. It's just
for Waco.
everything is so up in the air. Yeah.
Oh, really? Is it like a
Yeah.
national team trip?
Yeah. You could still go, even though you're pro.
Well, I was thinking, my team was actually thinking about having me be the coach for Waco. Like I was going to coach all the amateur athletes because,
Cool.
yeah, because I have the most experience, right? And they're just going to leave it
Yeah.
all up to me. And we have some killer amateurs that are ready to. Well, we're gonna do nationals. When was it? 2019. It was April, right? And then COVID hit. The March.
Yes.
Yeah, COVID
Yeah. I
hit.
already had my
I
tickets bought and everything.
Yeah, I was actually before. I was a week into my fourth pro fight and they canceled it. So I was about to cut the weight and fight the next Saturday, and then COVID hit. So yeah, and then I was training a bunch of guys to fight for nationals, and yeah, that happened. So we still have a solid team ready. So I could talk to some people. I'd love to go to Russia. That'd be fun.
You should go. Yes,
Yeah,
that would
go
be
to
so much fun.
yeah, and
It's
not be
always a
cutting
good
weight.
time. We always have a lot of fun.
Yes. Oh, so much fun. No, it's good, and it'd be nice just to get out of the country. Oh my god. Yeah.
So
And
I didn't realize that you also coach. What do you love about coaching? What do you find rewarding about coaching?
just seeing people do things that they never thought they could do.
Mhm.
Uh, even with like as an athlete, like showing them a proper kick or punch and just seeing their game develop, and then seeing them develop as a martial artist. Like I can show someone something, but it's up to them to use that and decide to use that. Like it's their own decision who like how they want to be as a fighter, right? How they want to
Mhm.
move. I can tell them hands up, but it's not my like it's up to them if they want
Right.
to fight hands up, hands down, right? So it's just seeing someone develop as a martial artist. That's what I love seeing, especially the little kids.
I
Kids are my
know,
favorite.
they're so cute.
So cute.
They're so sweet. I love coaching. It's amazing to see and some of the kids blow me away. They're so
Yes.
talented and they just pay attention. They're very coachable. They
Hmm.
listen to everything that you say. Of course, you got some kids you really
Oh, you got yeah,
you got to beat it into them, but
yeah. No, it's fun. It's entertaining too, seeing the little ones. Like
it definitely is.
I remember teaching little jujitsu classes. That we had 3 to 5 year olds. Those all boys, no girls, because girls are a lot easier to coach because they listen. And
Hmm.
the boys, I'd tell them to sit down. Next thing you know, he'd run across the room. I'm like, oh, okay, just so funny. It was good times.
It definitely is
Yeah.
good times. I want to cycle back. You said you were talking about the Lockhart system that your nutritionist used. I've never
Mhm.
heard of it. I don't know anything about it. Would you be able to elaborate on that a little bit?
Oh yeah, Lockhart. It's his own company. I guess he's a nutritionist scientist, and he came up with like I guess people can learn how to do like he has programs where you go to and you learn his own system and like learn under him. And then my nutritionist went and then they just break it down to a science. I don't know his first name, but Lockhart, he's from Cali, I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
Really big name in the MMA world. Like all fighters use him, right? Like a lot of big names. So I thought why not? And Maddie's been my boy for a while, and since I started with him, he's like my weight cut's awesome. It's just I'm eating so much and it's great. I haven't done a full camp with him yet. I've only done cutting,
Hmm.
but my next fight, I think I'm gonna do my full camp with him. So I should be in the best condition I've ever been in, to be honest. But yeah, Lockhart, you should check him out. They
Yeah, I
got
should for sure.
Yeah, they're all around the world. Like they got people who are all around the world. Like I'm sure there should be someone up. And if not, then I'll just message him.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely will take advantage of that one for sure. So last night, Paige Vincent made her bare knuckle debut, and she lost by
Yes, she did.
unanimous decision. What did you think of
Yes.
that? So, like, I think she's great for bare knuckle
Hmm.
boxing because she
Hmm.
has 2.7 million followers. I mean, she's a
Yeah.
huge Instagram star, but to me, she's seeming like a little washed up these days. What's your opinion on that?
Um, Last night I was really happy. She made me $300. I
You bet against her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
you knew
think.
what was up.
I just knew her style. She's a short,
Mm-hmm.
stocky fighter like me, and she doesn't move her head. So I just seen the girl being taller, picking apart, staying long with the jab, which she did. Had very well
Yeah.
straight punches, and I felt like the girl was gonna be a better boxer than Paige because Paige wasn't that good in
Britain
UFC
Hart,
either.
her name is, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I just didn't see Paige winning the fight, and Paige is very emotional, and she looks so nervous before the fight. Like I bet way before
Mm-hmm.
the fight. I don't know. I just had a feeling she was gonna lose. Just the styles, right? And this girl
Yeah.
like had I think 3 fights in bare knuckle. So, and Paige grabbed her by the throat, and I thought that was very unlike like it's not like Paige to do, right?
Unsportsmanlike. Yeah.
No, no, not like that. It is unsportsmanlike, but I like that stuff. I don't mind if someone grabs, but I mean, it's not like Paige. It's not like Paige to do. So I kind of felt like she was doing it because she's really nervous, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. So there's just things about it that I just had a feeling she wasn't about it. Like she's gonna come back and do good against someone else. Like if she fought that girl again, she might win. But that
Yeah.
one, I just had my money on the other one. That was that.
Tishay, somehow an hour has passed super
I
quickly.
know.
Can you let all the viewers and listeners know how they can catch you?
Yeah, if you guys want to hit me up, My House MMA on Instagram, My House MMA on Snapchat, Teshay Gouthro on Facebook, and yeah, if you guys want to watch my fights, go on YouTube, UFC Fight Pass, go check me out.
So everybody out there listening, I hope you guys get a chance to check out his Tishay's fights. He's a super talented, up and coming MMA professional fighter. This show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. The H.E.R network is part of the Spanglish World Media Network. Please check out SpanglishWorld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, live it. Thanks so much for being on, Tishay.